It's impossible to ignore what's happening in this country right now. President Trump just accused former President Obama of orchestrating a coup. Yeah, his exact words, Obama was leading a coup, and he's calling it treason, demanding very severe consequences. And just to spice it up, Tulsi Gabbard, yep, if you don't know, she's now the Director of National Intelligence, is backing him like it's a Netflix drama, calling it a treasonous conspiracy. So, normal Saturday? I don't know. Listen, I know what an episode of America, the reality show we're in. I really don't. But it's starting to feel like season 42, plot twist every 15 minutes. And here's the deal, we weren't designed to carry the whole mess on our backs. No, We weren't created to live in a 24/7 news loop of anxiety, legal drama, food prices, and electric bills that look like student loans. We're supposed to live grounded, in peace, with some actual sanity. That's why we turn, on purpose, toward what actually matters. We give God the preeminence in all things. We anchor in the eternal, not the temporary. We choose to feed our minds and families something other than panic, processed cheese, and push notifications. Because while the headlines are flaming dumpster fires, the harvest still comes in. And while political elites are debating who gets to drive the bus off the cliff this week, you're out back wondering if your chickens are molting early or just mad at you. And that, my friends, that is sanity. This week, we're talking about feeding your family when the garden sleeps. Because once the squash vines shrivel, the hens go on strike, and the frost turns your kale into some type of compost confetti, well, you're left with one question. What all did you stash? What did you plan? What did you actually prioritize instead of doom scrolling? And when it all feels out of control out there, it's those small, steady acts, preserving food, prepping meals, checking the pantry shelves and checking them twice, that remind you that you're not at the mercy of the madness. So don't get swept away. Be watchful and be wise. And above all, stay rooted in the stuff that doesn't implode every three news cycles. So let's get into that. Why winter readiness still matters in July. Okay, I get it. It's 97 degrees, maybe a little higher if you live where I live. Hmm. You're drowning in zucchini. The last thing on your mind is February. But let's be clear, winter is coming, and your pantry doesn't care that you're sweaty and sunburned. Winter is brutal. It's honest. It's the season where all your I'll do it later plans come back with frostbite. Food security isn't something you build by the day after the storm hits. It's what you built when everything seemed fine. Food self reliance isn't just for bushcrafters and conspiracy forums anymore. It's for anyone who watched their grocery bill go from a little high to do I need a second mortgage? Because while everyone is arguing about who tweeted what, the rest of us are trying to figure out how to turn 10 pounds of potatoes and a rogue jar of sauerkraut into dinner. Newsflash, the government isn't bringing soup. So, let's break this down. Let's look into this winter pantry. You want food that won't complain, won't expire in 3 days, and won't require 3 power tools to prepare. So let's look into some of those. Let's talk about dry goods, beans, rice, lentils, oats, pasta, cornmeal. These are the backbone of the prepared pantry, and honestly, they deserve more respect. They're cheap, they're reliable, and they won't ghost you like that one friend who said they'd split a cow share with you. Bucket them up, seal them down, and you'll have a security blanket made of carbs and protein. Second, canned and shelf-stable foods like tomatoes, broths, chili, pickles, jams, and pressure-canned meats. Mm. Basically, if it can survive the apocalypse in a jar, it belongs on your shelf. These jars are silent warriors. They don't need a label from Whole Foods to be valuable. And remember, every jar you can yourself is one less argument with strangers in the canned goods aisle when the next supply chain disruption hits. Third, root vegetables and long keepers like potatoes, onions, squash, and carrots, aka the introverts of the veggie world. They don't like attention. They just want to hang out in a dark, cool place for 5 months and quietly keep you alive. That's right. You don't need $1 million root cellar, although that wouldn't hurt. Just somewhere that doesn't freeze or rot. Totes, coolers, basements, crawl spaces. It's not pretty, but it is practical. They're humble, but they're survivors. Mm. And fourth, protein planning. Protein is where things get serious. The freezer's great until the grid goes down. Then it becomes a really expensive cooler for your tears. So, pressure can what you can't afford to lose. Dehydrate and jar jerky. Lime water your eggs. Store beans for backup. You're not prepping for the zombie apocalypse. You're prepping for that awkward week in February when the chickens are depressed and the store eggs could cost $9 a dozen. Ooh, that's rough. But here's where it gets fun. Meal planning from the pantry. Meal planning when the garden sleeps means using what you have, not what you found on Pinterest at midnight while you were craving lasagna and self-sabotage. That's why we go to sleep. Nothing good happens after midnight. Anyway, reverse menu planning is your friend. So step 1, open the pantry. Step 2, pretend it's a grocery store. And step 3, well, that's where you cook from it like a boss. You want 5 components: a base like rice, pasta, potatoes, or oats; a protein, whether that's meat, beans, eggs; a flavor item, spices, broth, canned tomatoes; a fat, lard, butter, oil, butter, oil, and I just bought a jar of ah, brain went dead on me. Beef tallow, so that's good for frying things up, and a heat source. And yes, fire counts. Try not to burn the house down. Okay, but fire. Simple, repeatable, and sane. Now, for those romanticizing pioneer living, let's look back. Civil War rations were cornmeal and salt pork. They had these things called corn biscuits, and they have found those still intact. 150, 180 years, whatever years later, things are still there. Hardtack corn biscuits, crazy. Depression era dinners, potato soup on loop. Hey, it ain't sexy, but it keeps you alive. World War II was powdered eggs and ration books. Yeah, yummy. People didn't starve because they were poor. They survived because they were prepared, disciplined, and didn't expect DoorDash to show up during a blizzard. History teaches most people just aren't listening. And segment 4, the gate left open. Let's go deeper. There was a guy, old school farmer, tough, sharp, paid attention. Had this goat ram that kept escaping. Y'all might know that. Y'all might could relate that. You might own that. Anyway, every time he had fixed the fence, he thought he had solved it. Finally, he figured it out. It wasn't the ram's fault. It was his. He said, I trusted a gate. I stopped checking. Boom. That's America right now. We trusted the gate. We assumed the food system would just keep working. We assumed the shelves would always be stocked, the power always on, and somebody else checking the hinges. Now folks are realizing maybe someone left the gate open, or worse, maybe someone opened it on purpose. Either way, the herd's out, the damage is done. But here's what matters. What are you doing with your gate? You can't control what's going on at the federal level, but you can close your own gate. You can check your food, check your systems, check your family's readiness. Ignore the circus. Reinforce the fence. Because if you think chaos can't hit your front porch, you haven't read history or Twitter, also known as X. So, don't be shaken. Be watchful. Be wise. And above all, stay rooted in the stuff that doesn't change just because someone wrote a new executive order. The garden may sleep. The world may spin. But your shelves and your sanity and your stewardship, they don't have to hibernate. While the politicians are arguing about the script, you've already stocked the pantry, fed the chickens, split the firewood, and closed the gate. That's not crazy. That's wisdom. So stay salty, stay ready, and never trust a chicken on strike. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Farm to Table Show Saturday morning edition. I am Ryan, if you hadn't figured that out, and it is live. Let's go over here, and we're going to jump into the chat, and we're going to do roll call. All right. Today's special episode. And today is Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Good morning. It is her birthday. Good morning, Rebecca. And listen, she is going on live today, I do believe, at 2 p.m. She's going to do her live today because that's when she's going to reveal whether she hit the big 1,000. She was her goal, and that's what she wanted for her birthday. Uh, and I know the other day she was really close. So anyway, good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Cody, man. Good morning, Cody. Good to see you in there. Oh, let's see. What, who, what, uh, okay, I'm all off. Okay, let me go back up here. It scrolled on me. Somebody made a comment and it moved me. All right, let's see. Good morning, Robbie. Glad to see you in this morning, bud. Let's see. Who else is in here? Let's see. Anyone see Scotty? Yeah, no kidding. No, you know what? They're moving. I bet they are tied up deep on that. They only had so many days to move when we were talking last weekend. Um, uh, anyway, not looking at my lumber, so I'm alive. That's what I thought, Rebecca. Anyway, everyone pray for Scotty. Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay, well, roll call was short today. But anyway, so without, okay, you're doing it at 11 a.m. Okay, Rebecca, I'm sorry, 11 a.m. today, 11 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my brother in, and we're going to kind of kick around some things. So, bro, welcome to the show.
Thank you. And how are you, my brother?
Woo,
You're looking mighty. You're looking mighty chipper this morning.
well, I got a
Enjoying.
good hot cup of caffeine.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Anyway,
So that last statement you made about don't trust a chicken that goes on strike. That's turning in my head right now. I'm thinking, why? What? But but that did remind me. What about a truck driver, a chicken truck driver who goes on strike?
Uh, they don't last, man. We're not unionized. We don't get to
Yeah.
we don't go on strike, and you'll find yourself in the unemployment line pretty quick. Good morning, Joy Bartlett. Good to see you in. Hey, Scotty. Good to see you in.
There he
Uh,
is.
oh, it was rolling in the tumbleweeds. It was on Facebook. Yeah, that's definitely in the tumbleweeds. Uh, but anyway, good morning, buddy. Glad to have you in with us. I know
Yeah.
this
Good
Saturday
morning,
morning.
Joey.
I know this Saturday morning routine's kind of taking people a little time to get used to. So and Terry and is traveling. Well, actually, he's still down there. I think they're traveling back tomorrow. But Terry and his wife Tracy went down to Central Texas, down to Kerr County area, with the Southern Baptist Disaster Team to help with the cleanup efforts down there this last week. So he
Yeah.
said he would be in. So prayers for everybody down there, and prayers for Terry and Tracy. I know that they hit a milestone this week. They woke up to 1,000 subscriber.
Oh,
They
nice.
woke up, uh, so they got that good news while they were down there. But yeah, they're I don't know if they're traveling today or tomorrow, but anyway, they are en route. And so anyway, said they're going to miss us, but I said, man, that's an important thing you're doing. Thanks for going to do it. So anyway. Uh, so yeah, that's where Terry's at. So that's why we're not seeing him today, but he'll be back next week, I'm sure. So anyway, bro, so you were saying, yeah, chicken truckers on strike. We
Yeah.
get that.
Trust me, I get an earful sometimes about how things are going out on the road. I'm
Yeah, you're
thinking,
you're yeah, you're sometimes
yeah,
sometimes
if it's okay to say, I just don't want you to get your crawl full because
oh
I
man,
need my chicken. I
right.
just
No,
need my chicken, okay?
well, rest assured,
Yeah.
there's plenty of chicken going into the world right now. So
Yeah. Awesome. So, about this little monologue you did here,
yes, sir.
starting off with Trump and Obama, man, that was just like, a punch to me, man. Is it bad when treasonous conspiracy though feels just like another day in the
So say
news?
when you're not that surprised, I
Yeah, when
guess,
you're not surprised anymore, right?
and
Yeah.
that's
So, when's the
yeah.
last time you ever watched the news and walked away feeling happy about it?
Oh man, I don't remember, and uh, I don't remember. Anyway, so hey, good morning, Petra. Glad to have you in.
Good morning.
But
Yes, man.
anyway, yeah, that's the thing is, it's like it's rare. I don't remember, and of course, I don't watch mainstream media anywhere. So, um, if I'm out eating somewhere and it happens to be on the screen at their TV or something, maybe. But I myself, I don't generally watch it. Uh, so that probably keeps me from that. But I get enough of that feed in my other sources without needing all
Yeah.
that. But
I hung a poll out there on the
uh,
YouTube side. For those of you who are on YouTube, I wanted to know how many people and how often you actually watch the news. There are several things that's in there, like, you always watch the news daily or every day, every 3 or 4 days, or something like that, or hardly ever watch it at all.
yeah,
And at one point, I seen that it was at 100%. Then it kind of slipped down to 75%. Of people had answered it, and I want to just kind of sneak over there real quick.
okay.
50% so far says they almost never watch the news.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
No, not actually, not anymore. And in fact, a lot of people are right here where Robbie is. I don't watch the news. I come away too depressed every time, you know.
Right,
So
right.
I'm depressed. That's what it does: depression and anger. And it's just newsflash. It's designed that way on purpose. And bad news sells, good news doesn't. So
Right. So I got a question for everybody over in chat and for you, bro.
yeah,
So when you
okay.
open your pantry door, does it look more like survival food or just a snack?
Uh, wow. I want to see what everybody has to say because I promise you, my pantry looks like right now is scary.
Scary,
Now,
almost empty scary, or what you
yeah, I
put
mean,
in
there's
there
nothing
scary?
over there. In Now I've got stuff. I've got prep stuff out in a separate location,
Yeah.
but emergency prep stuff. But yeah, right now, I mean, honestly, yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find anything good. Anyway,
Right.
here's
I
Scotty.
have to, yeah, go ahead.
I would just watch the news for weather and sports. Other stuff's too depressing. Shooting every night. Uh, but yeah,
Oh, yeah, that is pretty depressing there.
but
Um, I generally watch national, and that's funny. Some people, they just like to watch the local stuff. They want to know what's going on local. They don't care
right,
anything about like geopolitics or things like
right,
that. Then there's people like me who rarely watch what's going on in the local. I know.
right. Yeah. Well,
Um,
everybody's got a thing. I mean, I see. Grow what you eat. Trace said mine has ingredients, but not packed. Yeah, and it's
See, man, that's good.
mine is canned food. Yeah, there we go. That's and like I
Right.
said, everybody's going to be a little different. Rebecca said survival food.
Awesome,
Yeah,
Rebecca.
you know,
Yeah.
and and that is the that's the thing is everybody's pantry is going to look different. There's no um, you know, uh,
So
there's no
here's
there's a recipe, but there's no everybody's pantry's got to look this way because your
yeah,
family's needs are different. Every person's needs are
yeah.
different. And so and what I like to eat and I'm willing to have on hand versus what somebody else eats, it's totally different. So you
Mhm.
that's probably one of the biggest pieces of sane advice I got was you know don't go buy things or don't go. It's just like when you grow your garden. Don't grow things you're not going to eat. Don't grow things you don't like, right? Because you're never going to eat it. You're going to waste it. So, but well, it's the same thing with prepping. Put food back that you'll actually eat. You know,
Right.
and it's not going to make yourself miserable just because you're in that situation. Yeah, I see that you put up there. Not enough prep stuff. Working on making that better though. Yeah. And let's see, Code Man said he only watches the news if under a tornado warning or watch. Uh,
Oh, okay. All
yeah.
right.
Uh, and then Scotty said, I'm not into, where'd he go? Scotty said, I'm not into politics, never cared for them. Well, yeah, I understand.
I
um,
know, boy, you wouldn't make it 2 seconds at our dinner table.
I guarantee it, Scotty. Your
Man,
jokes,
I'll tell you,
your jokes
there's
would
so
be
many
welcome, but
there's so
man,
many opinions. I think
yeah,
we're serving up more opinions than we are actually of food most of the time.
no kidding.
Um,
Our family gets together. It can be dangerous real quick.
Okay, so I got another question for you.
Uh,
Listen to, because what we're talking about here is, while the garden sleeps, preparing for the winter time, and the pantry is a big part of that. So
right.
what happens? What, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite go-to food if like everything's frozen, you want to make something really quick and it's in your pantry? Don't have to be just Ryan, but of course I love to put Ryan on the spot too. But
Mine and Cindy's wintertime favorite. Um, it's a 2 point toss up. Um, Chili is
nice.
probably our favorite wintertime foods, and then we make a stuff. And the ingredients are easy to keep in the pantry. It takes it. You can put it in the pantry and slow roll it, but it doesn't take very long. And that's something we call 2x4,
Too
which
much.
is basically 2x4. It's a cowboy stew, but and now I usually cut it down to 1x4 because there's just two of us. So if we made it, if we made the full batch, I mean, yeah, I mean, if we wanted something to eat on for a few days, that's the way to go. Um, but we it's if you're doing 2x4, 2 pounds of ground beef, and browned, put it in there, and then it is let me see, it's canned. Good morning, Janae. Glad to see you in with us this morning. Um,
Good morning, Janae.
it is anyway. It's 2 pounds of minestrone soup in a can, or two cans rather, 2 cans of minestrone soup, not 2 pounds, 2 cans. Um, 2 cans of beans, baked beans, and then 2 cans of uh, wow, just skipped my brain. Rotel. Anyway, we
Mm.
put that in and put it in a crock pot, and we can eat on that for several meals. Same thing with the chili, and those are those warm, stick to your belly kind of foods, and they warm you up inside, and they're quite a bit of protein and nutrition packed in a small thing, and it's something we got onto a few years ago, and it's just kind of something what we've that's our winter go to food right there. So.
So, do you think this generation, or at least younger generations, you know, feel any importance to what's in that pantry, for survival these days?
Um, if they're plugged in, yeah, I'd say. But I mean, because
There's some.
we run into the 20 somethings. I call them the 20 somethings. Anyway, there we go. Right. But anyway,
Like,
we run into
what's in
those.
your pantry?
Right. I
Peas
appreciate
and carrots.
they always have potatoes available. Yeah, that's the. But let's see. Okay. The new house. Hey, this is awesome, Scotty. I'll be having a 12 by 12 by 18 raised bed with three trellises at the new house. That is awesome. I mean, if you're going to
Yeah.
get a bonus, that is nice. I mean, if you're going to having to go through this miserable pain that you're having to go through right now, at least there's a reward out on the other end of it, buddy.
Yeah.
Glad to see that. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they're plugged in, maybe. And like I said, there are. I mean, we go to these events and these expos, and it's actually quite surprising the number of people that are there in their 20s and maybe even early in 30s that are, uh, you know, they've woke up,
Well,
a
your
little.
son-in-law.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my son-in-law is like on a different level when it comes to that. He was probably on the. I'll be honest with you, he was on the train long before anybody else over. And your son, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, for sure, Josh. Man.
yeah, So I mean, they were on this. They were on it ahead of pretty much everybody on our family wise, and so
I'm not I'm not going to tell you everything as to where, but Josh,
oh,
he's
his
got
spot.
food squirreled away at everybody's house.
Yep.
So I mean, it's like if anything hits the fan, he's like, the odds are I'm going to be in a place that has some of my food there already, and
Yeah,
that ain't no joke.
he's not no, he's not joking. I've seen it. And he was supposed to brought some up here, but he's not got around to it yet. But But yeah, he does. And of course, he was only up here like once a year or so. Yeah. But what I always loved about that was he was like, I'm going to put these things here. I'm going to store them here. So if I'm here and, the world goes dark, I've got my stuff here. But if the world goes dark and I'm somewhere else, you get the stuff. So it was kind of a
Yeah.
win-win, thing for
Mhm.
whoever to store it. Which at the time when he didn't have a house and, was kind of transient, you might say,
Mhm.
it was a good plan. It was a good plan. And, but yeah, he's been on that. Rebecca said she is. Look at this. She's going to make bison stew meat today, so can take it out to make something quick. There you go. But
Sweet.
I tell
Nice.
you, nice stuff. There you go.
Making
But
me hungry, and I've already eaten.
well, I know, right, Ty? You're. I haven't yet, but I will be shortly. But yeah, it's I think it's this younger generation is probably more tuned in because of, and not the mainstream media. Now I know there's those that do, but not because of them, but because of the new medias, because of the socials, because of X and those other platforms where they're plugged in differently, and
Mhm.
um, you know some of the stuff we've learned. This generation of 18 to 25 year olds, are different than the generation ahead of them. They want the truth for one, which is a hot commodity. Apparently, it's hard to find,
That's
uh,
awesome. No kidding.
they don't. You know, they're not looking for the fluff. They want to know what's really going on, and they're disappointed. They're disappointed,
Well, I'm
and rightfully so.
63 and I'm pretty well disappointed too. So, I mean, I hope they actually find some answers,
Right.
to some of this.
Well, I mean, but I'm just saying is they're, that's the next generation of fertile ground right there. That's the ones that uh, you know, are going to carry things on. I think because they've seen how much of a mess was made of it. But anyway, that's my answer to that.
Yeah. So, I just really like that illustration that you made about, we stopped watching the gate. We
Right.
forgot to check the gate. We just assumed that everything was okay. Not just in our political government, but even in our own lives sometimes. And so I just want to know out there in chat, um, what kind of metaphorical gate have you guys forgot to check?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's crazy. I know I mean, I've got a literal gate to build and fence. I mean, the physical, gate. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know for me, it was getting caught up and I mean, even recent. So I can't say it's altogether fixed, but getting caught up in the trap of chasing stuff. Versus, you know, chasing preparation and being prepared and not just, you know, like all, I mean, I was just living life, you're just going through the steps, you're living life. And I got fortunate that I'd gotten my property before, uh, the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? So I got it at pre-pandemic prices, but, uh, but at the same time, that was uh, a wake up call to so many people,
Mm,
and
yeah.
that, and,
And I remember in the last few years, I got a little bit of anecdotal advice for you guys.
right.
Um, and that is, yeah, you want to keep your freezer full, but not too full. Ask me
Right.
why I know. Because you can't shut the door and you will lose absolutely everything inside there if your
Uh,
freezer is too full. I know
absolutely.
because I
Yep.
did it and it was heartbreaking,
Oh yeah.
absolutely heartbreaking.
We've
Besides being really terrible smell, you know?
and that's I've been resisting going and buying something to that end because I've between us we've got three deep freezers, so I mean it's not like we don't have them. Um,
Mm,
but I've wanted a cold storage, like a walk-in cold storage. That's been part of my build plans. I'm going to get through this real quick because I'm looking at the clock up there. But there's somebody on Facebook Marketplace has a walk-in cooler without the cooler apparatus, but it's the walls and the door and everything else, right? On
mhm.
Marketplace for sale and for a good price. And I'm like, I want to go get it, but it's like, so that I could, I can figure out the cooling. I mean, a good air conditioner can keep it at the temperature you need it at, but if it's
Mhm.
properly insulated. But so because again, it's not wanting. I want. I've got a root cellar. I need to finish getting it all ready, but I mean, it's like I've got that. I've been blessed to have that. Came with the property, and so getting it cleaned out. But then I wanted an actual cold storage for like hanging meats and that kind of thing. And so it's like to find all the wall, everything there where you literally just go pick it up and you bolt it together and anchor it down, and there it is. And all you got to do is figure out the freezer unit. It's like, man, that'd be great. But anyway, it was like an 8 by 8, so it was like perfect size for a family. You know, but anyway, but I don't know. Anyway, bro, I think we need to travel
We
on unless
do.
you got something else. I mean,
Yeah, I just have one more thing that I want to do so I don't forget before the end. I did the poll, and I just kind of want to let you know where that poll stands at the moment, and then we're going to get into our special guest, our secret guest, our hot seat guest here in
right?
just a few minutes. But before that, let me check this out.
Okay.
So, how often do you watch the news? 29% says every day.
Wow.
14% says once a week, but a whopping 57% of people says almost never.
There you go. People have unplugged from it, and it's
Man, I tell you. And
but
I mean, I get it. I do. I'm a little addicted to it, but
right. But well,
so
something that's real quick, something that's kind of right in our wheelhouse of things we work with. Uh, Janae shared this out. It said, "Be authentic, and soon social media will be AI, which has no regulations. Just be yourself, and you should be fine. It's what I do. I have fun and enjoy your life. Every moment is a gift." And but yeah, Keith and I were just discussing this last night, my time. You guys just in the morning, his time, about how good AI has gotten and how hard it is becoming to tell the difference. And so yeah, we got to pay attention to that for a fact. And so, but anyway, so bro, are we? Let's bring in our super secret guest and get the hot seat going here. All right, we go ahead and bring that in. Well, good morning, Tracy. For those of you who don't know, it's just
Hi.
Tracy from Grow What You Eat and in the kitchen with Tracy and Tim. And so she has graciously agreed to join us this morning. And we're going to see if we can flip
so
this around.
bro,
Let's see if
is
we
it my connection or here?
must be on yours because me and Tracy are 5 by 5
Yeah, it
over here.
sounds okay.
Yeah. So it's your end again. Somebody flipped
Yeah.
on the somebody is flipped on the Wi-Fi next door or something there. Uh, but anyway, I say that.
So
Uh,
can you hear me?
I can,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So, but anyway, I don't know. You're good now, right now, bro. So I think you just had a little glitch when we did the bring in of the third, So anyway, but yeah, but it gets too bad, we'll let you know. So anyway, good morning, Tracy.
Good morning.
You've been listening from the basement and commenting in the chat box.
Yes.
Okay, Keith is going to go out and then come back in. So we're going to
Okay.
reset again. We did earlier. So anyway, um, well, what's been going on up there in your world? So while he's
Well, there, speaking of political crazy stuff and that, up here we actually have had some tragic news. There's
oh
been 3 police officers that were ambushed here the other day by a young man. He was only, I believe, 25. One of them has passed. The other one is still in critical condition, and
oh
the other one has been able to go home.
wow, that is
Yeah,
crazy. Now I know you're in Ohio, but
yeah. I'm in the upper part by the lake. You know where
okay,
Cleveland is?
I do. Yeah.
So we are west of Cleveland.
Okay, west of Cleveland. All right, I know that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
the last
okay,
time a police officer actually got shot was 70 years ago.
wow,
Yeah.
man, that's
So
crazy. And then
we're not used to this kind of thing happening around
so
us.
Right. I was going to say. So is that? So I was going to ask. Is that something that's um, bleeding over from the city coming out, or is that or is that just a
We're really not sure. The other city that is near us is the one that's doing the evaluation of and the inspection of everything.
right?
And so they're keeping things pretty quiet. They didn't even announce right away that the one officer had passed at the emergency room. This just
Wow.
happened like 3 days ago.
Okay. Wow. Man, that
But
is
as far as
that is
personal wise, everything's going good in our life. I mean, we're working hard in the yard and gardening stuff is starting to come in. And
so. Say now, did y'all have the rains up there that we had down here? I mean, have y'all had like a crazy?
uh, the past couple of days, we've had some heavy rains. And yesterday, we had some storms and that come through as well.
Right. I know down here, I know several people had to replant 2 or 3 times. You know.
Fortunately, I did not have to do that the way I have things set up. It's pretty protected. I have some fencing and stuff like that up. So it's not out in the open where it has necessarily that crosswind.
Right. Okay. Well, that's probably helpful. There's Bro
Yeah.
back in. All right. Well, welcome back, Bro. Maybe.
I
Hopefully, he
think,
can hear
yeah,
us.
I
Okay.
right.
think. Yeah, you're good, man.
Okay, good deal. So what I miss? She
Uh,
was in the
well,
hot seat and I missed it. No?
we didn't really do hot seat. We were just catching up. They had some tragic stuff local up there. Some police officers were ambushed, and so she was telling us about that. And then we got to talking about the weather and the rain in the garden and all that. So uh, kind of was killing a little bit of time till you got back in with the hot seat questions.
Okay, well, we're going to try this, guy.
Uh,
Router,
uh, yeah,
probably. But anyway,
yes, we can tell.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're.
keep going. Good grief.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna do this the best we can. So, you've got now 2 channels right now. The grow
Yes.
what you eat
And then the
um,
cooking.
and in the cooking. Now, I remember at the time that you separated. Uh, kind of tell our, I guess everybody that's in chat, tell our people kind of why you all had to do that. I mean, what the method behind that madness was to go from one
Well,
channel to.
I originally had one channel and I thought that I was going to be able to do both of my interests on that channel. But the minute that I started bringing in another idea into it, then numbers had dropped. And the problem that I ran into is I had tried to do the disconnect, but
Right.
then I ran into where I had deleted the one, but it ended up putting a lock on the other and it
Oh.
deleted that. So that was my first attempt of separating and I messed it up because I'd had 750 subscribers at that time. So
Oh.
I had to start all fresh
Oh
and
man.
then do it separate. But
Right.
in the long run, I mean, it has been good because it actually now is working properly in regards to being able to do one with the cooking and one with the gardening. So I
Okay.
think I
All
got that
right.
all straightened out now.
Start saying now that did that change the editing job?
Um, you mean as far as me being the one doing it? Yeah, I still do it.
Well,
I just
no, I mean like
have,
the amount, like did it complicate it? Did it make the editing process or different? Because I mean now you're going 2 different channels,
yeah,
so
because now I think I try to be more simple when I'm recording. And I've
right,
realized instead of doing long recordings, I try to do more short
right,
groupings of things so that I can just pull in a section, edit it, and then I can leave, do whatever I need, come back, and then I can finish up. So it's a
okay,
lot easier when you just record a small amount segment at a time instead of trying to do long
right. Yeah, the
editing.
long form. That was what when we first started. That's what was killing us. Is because, like I was telling you earlier before we got started. Uh, you know, hour to 2 hour long show.
Yeah,
Well, Keith would spend,
that's a
a week
lot.
or two trying to edit that down and clean it
Yeah.
up, and and yeah, and of course then we discovered the beauty of live, so that
Mhm.
removes that removes that process. It just happens how it happens, and you got to roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, the editing was the nightmare. What software what do you use for your editing?
Believe it or not, I just use simple things. I have software that's actually legacy that's in my computer. It came with it. And then I use Canva in between for other things that I need. And then I just download it and then add it into my legacy.
Okay, good deal. But keeping it simple. Okay, we're gonna try again. Keith is back. We're gonna try
Okay.
again. Let's see if we can get him in here and see how he's doing, bro. Let's do a check. How you doing?
Yeah, well, you guys sound and look like you're doing okay here. How about now?
Yeah, much better, much better.
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right, awesome. Awesome. How much time
Now
we got left?
we've got 19,
Um,
we've got
about
19
20
minutes.
till.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so hey,
okay.
so we're
So,
heading to you. We were just
yeah,
talking about her show, the 2 channel split, and her editing
right.
process and all that. So, but
Oh,
anyway,
that I wish I would have got part of that.
yeah.
So,
So you have to go back and watch later. Anyway, so
okay.
now we get the hot seat. Okay.
Yeah, we're going into the hot seat questions. Okay, are you ready?
Mhm.
I have it right here. All right. What inspired you to start gardening seriously? And what did those first few seasons look like for you?
I would say that I always had gardening experience because I grew up with my mom and my dad being part of that.
Hmm.
But being serious about it is after I actually got into a home. And then
Hmm.
we started changing the backyard and doing a small garden. And then we grew from there. As I learned more, then the garden grew more.
Yeah. So, of course, Ron and I have talked about in the past where we had a background in gardening and everything, but we left it for a really long time. But you kind of, did that happen kind of earlier in your life when you got a home, or was it later?
We've been here for quite a few years. I don't know the exact age we were, but probably like mid 20s or so when we got it. And at that time, we were both working, a young child. And so we didn't have as much time to spend
Hmm.
in gardening. But the more that we got the backyard established and set up, it was much easier to garden because we didn't have as much of the labor to set it up. It was more maintaining it from year to year. And then as you get an initial garden set up, then you can expand out depending on what kind of gardening you want to do.
So, what kind of garden do you want to do? I mean, are you like raised beds, or do you like to go straight into the ground? What's your favorite techniques?
Well, actually, things have changed because I used to do
Okay.
a lot of raised beds. And now that I put that really big area in that's fenced in, and I use like the mulch in between the rows, and I've learned more about gardening that's more for if you want to do like markets or things like that, more for production, not necessarily just. So now I find myself heading more towards ground
Okay.
instead
Oh,
of raised beds.
because you want more produce, and I guess
I
that's
want,
related.
yeah,
I think that's related to something I seen you and Tim building the other day, and that was
yeah,
a farm stand. And I thought that was really
yes,
clever how you guys took that. I guess it was a dresser. Is that what it
yeah,
was? Like an old
yeah. It
dresser?
was just a stand-up dresser, and we
Yeah.
gutted it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you started putting it out there yet? I haven't seen that part yet.
Um,
If y'all.
I did really well with doing the plant sales. I sold a lot of those, the starts, like the vegetables and everything. I tried transitioning in between getting harvest and that with baked goods. That
Mhm.
was kind of scattered. So I've taken a break. I'm going to start back up in August. Plus, I think because those temperatures were so high, it was really difficult to keep product out there because
Mhm.
I don't have any cooler out there.
Right.
But um, I'm going to be doing some harvest things and then putting it out, but I'm finding a balance between keeping for us and what I can sell. Like I have sold to individuals potatoes and that,
Mhm.
and I just did it by the pound. I think I did it $1.69 a pound. And so people just ordered and then I took them into work.
Okay, so most of your sales right now has come from like people who know you, they know you have a garden, and then they just order it from you and you deliver it to them, as
Right.
opposed to putting
Yeah.
it out into like a little
The
stand to
stand.
where people can
Yeah.
trust,
Yeah. I
and
took
then
a
they just
break on
drop
that
money. Yeah.
because the temps were so high and I just wasn't getting the movement. So I took a break and I figured I'm going to start back up in August with that.
Yeah. So had you done a little farm stand before?
I've done a table out there and stuff sells off of a table. Mostly I've
Mhm.
done by word of mouth, or we
Mhm.
had on Facebook a little group that people
Mhm.
knew I was selling plants or whatever.
Yeah, I know one of our local ones is like a trust system. They got a pretty good sized garden, but what they do is they set it up there. They tell you what the price of everything is, then they expect you
Mhm.
just to drop the money and take it. But the way that they
Yeah.
advertise theirs is they actually got a Facebook page, and then they just
Yeah. I
always
thought about,
post every day what they've got out there.
yeah. And it's so new to me. I am going to
Mhm.
head in that direction, but I just take one thing at a time. And then I saw here that they ask about if I do gardening for both fruit, vegetables, or both.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
actually do both. I do have fruit trees and I have berries and I have sold some berries as well. So I'm trying to expand. That's why I'm headed in that direction as far as with ground so that I can do more production and be more productive with what I am growing and getting more of it.
Cody, I know that was you that asked that question out there, and I hope you're just taking a more of an interest in gardening and eating better, because those 3 o'clock in the morning chimichangas you ate,
Good.
I don't
That's
think
so
that's too
great.
good for you, brother.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, just want to encourage him wherever we can. That's our nephew there. So um, what advice would you give to somebody starting a new garden? What do you wish that they would, you know, I know what Zach Bauer said, but I want to see what you say. If a person never done it before and they want to start, what would you say to them?
And you're saying across the board. So this could be people that are just have a balcony or housing just across the board.
Yeah.
I would say to start with one thing and learn how to do that one thing and then
Hmm.
move on to something else.
Right. So get it some
Because too many
success
people, yeah,
early.
have an understanding of what it is to grow things because too many people try to do a lot and they know nothing about it and then they get discouraged and they just quit. But I find that if somebody starts smaller and do things well, it encourages them to grow.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the whole exercise that we're doing here is to try to get to know our community better. And of course, I thought it would be really great to celebrate Tracy this week and to, get her on here because she shows up and we're so thankful for that. She's one of our tablers here.
That's
And,
right.
I wanted to get her perspective. I've watched her cook meals and she seems to know how to do that very well. By the way, that was Zach Bowers. It's like before you start to grow something, maybe you need to learn to cook something because what are you going to do if you've got all those ingredients and you don't even know what to do with it? So I thought that was pretty solid, you know. Um, but anyway, this is one of my favorite sections during this part of the program, and that
Oh,
is show and tell.
yes. And
Well,
listen, go ahead,
go ahead.
Tracy. I was just saying, this is a two-part show and tell. I do know that much. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Um,
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and do mine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm out in the shed. And part of the reason I'm out in the shed is because that's part of our show and tell.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm going to do mine real quick. I'm going to send Tim a text and let him know he can come out. And then he's going to do his show and tell. And his show and tell is a fun show and tell for him.
I love it. I love it. And we're going to get to see Tim after all, ain't we?
There
Yeah,
we
you
go.
will.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So should we give you a drum roll?
There we
No,
go. Let's
mine is really, really simple. And I don't even know if everybody's going to even know what this is, but it's not necessarily because of value of the product,
Mhm.
but the whole memory that the product brings.
Absolutely.
So this is actually mine. Do you guys know what it is?
I would say it's like a juicer or something like that. Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. What is
Yeah,
it?
you're not even close.
Is that like
A pizza slicer? That's not it either. Oh,
Like
wait
a
a
cake-
minute. I'm
cake
going to guess something. Let us guess. Don't tell us,
And
okay?
it does turn.
Is it something that helps you with the edge of your pie crust?
Yes, it
Ah.
is. Do you know when this is from approximately? This
Ooh.
particular one, because this is an original. So do you
No
know
idea.
approximately when this is from?
That's got to be what, late 1800s, early 1900s?
This was my mom's. So this was actually in the first place. Yeah, I should have
Okay.
said that in the first place. But this
Oh,
one is from my mom's. And the reason why this one is so important to me is I haven't had it the whole time. My
Uh-huh.
sister found it when she was helping out at my brother's house and going through everything. So she finally found it and
Right.
she gave it to me now. But the reason it's important is because this reminds me of when we were sitting around the table. And whenever my mom would do baking as kids, we always gathered. And there's another bowl too that I don't have, one of my other siblings have, that bowl always had a good batter in it. And we used to split things up. So somebody would get the bowl to lick, somebody would get the
Yeah.
spoon, somebody would get the beaters. And so just the family combination of being able to be around the table and watch my mom bake was priceless.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's why something so simple as this is such a huge reminder of those simple days.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And I love that. And as a matter of fact, that's one of the things that I think I miss more than anything is when just all the kids were around, mom and dad, and
Oh,
you know, and
Yep.
maybe we were at our granny's or whatever, and just the whole family aspect of everything. And yes, licking the spoon. Which one was your favorite, the spoon or the bowl?
I actually used to like the beaters
Oh,
because
the
it was
beaters.
old fashioned beaters. Yeah.
Yeah, and
There
that
was more
really
that
stuck
was
a whole
stuck in
bunch.
those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly over there. So,
Yeah.
so somebody's already put grow what you eat dash 6B dash 7A, which is her grow zone. And so you guys be sure, if you haven't already, go over there and follow Tracy
yep.
and check
That's
her out. She's
that's the
And I'm gonna go ahead and send a message and Tim can
bring Tim
show
on it.
his fun
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward
It's
to it.
it's I put both links up to Grow What You Eat 6B 7A, and then it's also to Our Kitchen with Tracy and Tim. And so both channels are over there in the chat, and I will pin those very quickly, and that way we got those comments pinned. Anyway, there we go. So that's pinned in the chat, and yes, I do need a jacket.
All right, he's coming in to say hi.
Yeah.
All right, there he is,
Let me move out this way. And
the
then
man,
here
the
is his
legend.
show and
There
tell.
Well, good morning.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, Tim.
Good.
I watched you build a farm stand the other day.
Yay,
I thought that was pretty clever.
that was her idea. I just do the labor.
There you go.
Hey, between me and you, I understand.
That's what husbands are for.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
So I understand you've got a show and tell.
Well,
something kind
she wanted me to do a show and tell. I didn't want to.
Oh,
I get a feeling.
That goes back to the last point.
I got a
Right.
feeling Tim doesn't like the camera and all that. I got a
But this is like being in elementary school when you first grade, when the teacher told you to bring something in.
Oh,
That's what
right.
this thing feels like.
Yeah. I
Except now I'm
understand.
almost 60 doing the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe you could show and tell what's right there behind you. I see something
Yeah,
back
that's
there.
exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, she might have
Ah,
to.
Okay. Now you're talking my language there. See, that's
yeah.
more.
Can you see it all?
What do you think it is, bro?
Oh, that
Besides
is.
Harley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my Harley.
Now, what I'm trying to look at, that's a Sportster, what, 1200?
883.
Oh, you got the 880.
883.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the conversion kit. I'm hoping to do it maybe next year and make it a
Okay.
1250.
Right. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I had an 883 for, man, a long time. Never got to do the conversion on the engine. But I spent enough money on the rest of it to buy 2 or 3 bikes. I could have bought a full grown Harley for the amount of money I spent on the.
Yeah, people always say that to me. Why didn't you get a bigger one? Why didn't you get one? I wanted a motorcycle. I didn't want a luxury vehicle.
Well, right. And that's, I got it at the time, honestly. I got it because I could afford it at the time. I was a young 20 something year old dude. I could afford that one. But for me, I liked it. I had went from riding like Kawasaki Ninjas and stuff, and so I liked the 883 because the Sportster because of it still had that handling, it still had that agility, and
Yes,
so
it's one of the most customizable bikes there is.
yeah, I can attest to the tens of thousands of dollars I put into mine.
Yes, yes, yes. But it's not bad. The conversion kit's less than $1,000.
Oh yeah, it is, and I said it's just one of those things I never got into, but tanks, paint jobs, changing wheels and tires, front ends. I mean, yeah, I
Right,
spent
right.
a fortune on that thing. I think it went through about 4 different transformations. But yeah,
This one's gonna stay black. It's never gonna change.
right. So what's the riding season up there? I mean, I know y'all are kind of north. Y'all get winter. Uh,
You can start riding in April,
okay,
middle to end of April, and then all the way through October. There's guys
that's
still running in November.
yeah, that's pretty good riding season. That's pretty good. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I yeah, I got that. Keith's working on that link right now. I think.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Okay, yeah, for the kitchen channel. So okay.
Now, where you guys located at?
We're in. I'm in Western Arkansas, right around just north of Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Okay.
Keith is in Eastern Oklahoma. Well, not right now, but his home is in Eastern Oklahoma, in a little town of Poto, which is we're about 50 miles apart. But so
Okay.
right there in central Eastern Oklahoma, Western Arkansas, on the border there. Now Keith's currently in the Philippines right now, over there with his wife's family and stuff, hanging out. So,
Yeah,
but
Well,
thank
you're a
goodness
long
for.
way.
I
Yeah.
sure am. I'm ready to come home.
Yeah, 16-hour flight's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been fun. So, just one question. I can't hardly see the tank. Is that a Fat Bob tank that you put on that thing?
No, it's the regular, it's the stock tank.
Oh, it's the stock tank. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they got rid of the peanut tank like mine had.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they
that's
went-
what I was
yeah.
used to.
That
Got
right
it.
there, bro. Remember the tank that you put on during the time that you had the bike?
Yeah, it's a little
The
Fat
new
Bob.
ones
Yeah.
are closer to that teardrop tank
Yeah.
like you had.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
That's exactly what it is.
yeah. So yeah, mine, like I said, it started out. It was a bone stock 99 883 peanut tank. I mean, the hard spoke wheel. The hard wheel's not wire spoke. I mean, it was as plain as it could possibly be. And by the time I got rid of it, it looked like a Dyna Wide Glide is what it looked like by the time I got done.
Yeah, it
With
was
40,
pretty sharp. Yeah.
yeah.
And had an ace of spade on it.
I know, man. Long you didn't say. I don't guess you see. I don't know if you saw the last
I may not
ideation.
have.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it had a wide glide, 41 millimeter forks, 21-inch front spoke. Put a set of Fat Bob tanks on it with the dash and all the stuff down in the middle. Had a set of vintage Harley Davidson badges. Had, of course, my custom exhaust. I had a soft tail rear wheel, the solid disc rear wheel on it.
Right.
8.5-inch pullback risers with a drag bar. I mean, forward controls. That thing, it looked like a Dyna White Blood when I got done.
But my neighbor a couple doors down, he has a 86 1200 Sportster.
Oh, nice,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
But
When you start, it doesn't have the rubber mount, so when you start it, the whole bike bounces.
yeah, he was still hard mount. Yeah, it's still hard mount back. Yeah,
It's only a 4-speed.
right. Yeah, I guess probably those things in life that somebody offers you an opportunity to buy and you can't, and then you wish for years after you could have.
Yeah.
Was I had a guy offer me a 1957 K model. And
Somebody
Yeah,
wants
for-
to know the horsepower.
Oh, the horsepower?
Yeah,
on the bike.
30.
Man, I couldn't
Yeah.
even. I'm not even sure. I'd have to
I
look
want
it
to.
up.
I want to say though.
I'm not even
I
sure
don't-
the horsepower. I want
Yeah.
to say 60 something.
Yeah, I think they've went up a little. They were like 55 to 60 when I was riding them, but I know the newer
I
one.
think I want to
The
say
new
it's 60. I want to say 63.
Yeah, I think they'd gotten a little higher. But trust me,
It's a lawnmower engine on a motorcycle. That's all it is.
yeah, pretty much. Joy said Janae said her uncle's first Harley was a 59 pan head. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Hard to ride
That's
around without your tools with that thing, though.
Yeah, I've never had any problems with this. It's 10 years old and
Right.
changed the oil and it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maintenance is the key, and as long as they're maintained and you don't
Yep.
wreck them like I did, they did.
Well,
I-
I dumped this. I dumped it 3 months after. 3 months after I got it.
Right. Mine went through 2 trips. I went through over the back end of a car that pulled out in front of me, and
I remember that.
yeah, it destroyed that was rough. And then
Hey, bro, remember his wife's back there. Don't get him grounded from the bike. Okay.
okay, fair enough. Hey, if he's had it for 10 years, she's had time to.
Right. He's got a great safety record.
She's only been on it twice.
Yeah.
I just have it to go around town and stuff like that, just to get out and do something.
Yeah.
Right.
But it'd be
Yeah.
nice. My wife, by the way, won't let me have one anymore.
Yeah, mine's pretty much anti about it too. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My wife didn't care.
No, he's a safe rider.
She didn't care.
Right.
He's always been conscientious of stuff and being safe-minded, so.
As long as I keep doing the labor she wants me to do, I'm fine.
There you go. Well, let's just
Yeah.
say I switched
It's a
my
give
money.
and take.
There you go. I switched all my money to tractor and things like that. So it's but I think in fact I know I paid way more for the tractor than I did the Harley. But
That's for sure.
but yeah, they're fun little toys. They are. They're fun. I didn't miss it when I quit riding. I didn't miss it as much as I thought I would. But it's been enough years now. I kind of still get the itch. It's like, it'd be a nice day for But anyway, well, that's awesome. Appreciate you jumping on and sharing, man. I can talk bikes all day long. I mean,
Yeah.
cars. I can do that all day.
Cars and bikes, I'm right there with you.
I knew you guys would have fun.
Yeah, you did that on purpose. You tricky lady. So anyway, yeah, I appreciate that. And it's good to meet you, Tim, other than just through video and everything. So
Nice to meet you guys. You have a safe trip back when you come back.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know Tim's. I know he's tough and he's got a tough skin because he's wearing a Cleveland Browns T-shirt. So
It's just something to wear.
Here we go.
it's something to wear.
I'm a Tennessee Volunteer fan.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan, so we know how that's going to go.
Yeah, we know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
But anyway, I liked it. I got mad respect for Tennessee. Let's just put it that way. I respect Tennessee.
Yeah, I just had to put. I thought this one was cute. Loud pipes saves lives. There's a reason why Harley had loud pipes. Yeah, they tried not to before, and it didn't work out for them very well. They had to go back to it. Remember that? AMC.
A stock Harley is actually very quiet. They're actually rather They're throaty, but they're quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
This
gotta be
one's
an
not
idiot.
quiet.
So say you gotta be like me and spend $700 on a set of custom pipes so you can be loud. Yeah,
Yeah, that's got custom pipes and it's pretty loud.
yeah. I had to my pipes real quick. They were a company called Bassani. They were a set of Bassani Pro Street drags, and if I didn't have the baffles in them, they'd have blown my engine apart. I mean, they're so short. But that led to a stage one jet kit in the carb. That led to electronic tunes. Yeah, told you I spent way more money on it than the bike was ever.
Yeah,
Scotty
more
throwing a
price
zinger
first.
in there.
Yeah, hashtag Farm2Table Show.
Farm2Table Show.
Right.
Hey,
I'm gonna jump off, guys. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
thanks. Good to
Yeah,
meet you,
nice
Tim.
to meet you, Tim.
You guys take care.
Take care.
Safe flight.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank
That
you for
was-
that, Tracy.
I do
Yeah.
like. Listen, I did like the pie crust thing though. That was totally cool.
Yeah,
Because you don't
definitely.
find those things anymore. I mean, you don't find that kind of.
We were hoping to actually have the bike out so that he could have started it and stuff, but we had so much rain, and then actually right before we went live, it was pouring down, and I didn't know if I was going to have to go back in the house because this has a metal roof, and so
Oh, yeah.
you know how metal roof you
Yes,
hear it so
I
much
did.
more,
I got
but
one.
it stopped just in time. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well-
that was awesome, and I love that. I love it when the gifts have a backstory. You know what I mean? That's part of the
Mhm.
reason we do it is because we want to connect to our roots again. You know, and a lot of what people share so far on here has a backstory to it, has some history to it, and it allows us to all to go back in time a little bit. So
Yep.
I really appreciate you sharing that with us. And so I'm gonna do the rapid fire lightning round here real quick, and then we'll move
Okay.
on because we are over time right now,
We're
thanks
very
to
much over
technical difficulties and just
But that's
interesting
okay.
chat. So,
Yeah.
are you ready for this?
Okay.
All right. What's your favorite garden snack right off the vine?
Tomato.
Oh, bingo. What's your go-to? I don't know what to make garden meal. So if you don't know what to make that day, what do you go to? What's your favorite go-to?
Probably a vegetable that I could do whatever with
Yeah,
because
well,
I
it
love
seems to me,
vegetables.
yeah. And watching you cook, you probably don't run out of like ideas of what to do or like, I'm just not what sure what
No.
to make tonight. You probably don't even have that question come up. You know, the number one question in my family is, what's for dinner? So biggest garden win that made you do a little happy dance. Have you had
The
anything you
potatoes.
struggled with? The pickles. Tell me why.
Yeah, they made me do a happy dance. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I got a huge harvest this year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that, yeah. So I guess you're gonna be pickling a lot.
Potatoes, not pickles, bro.
Oh, did you?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
What is wrong with my ears? My gosh. Then some people say
I
potatoes
could
are
try
growing
pickling
in there.
potatoes. I've never done it, but it could be
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah,
Right.
it doesn't really sound all that good, but if you do, let us know. Anyway, so
Listen, here's what's going to happen. If you pickle potatoes, you're going to be
Uh-huh.
drunk. What's going to happen?
oh, maybe so. Fermentation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I got, and we kind of put your all your details over in chat where they can
Yeah,
find you on both channels. But could you tell us real quick where people can find you and what you got coming up next?
Well, I just dropped a video for the cooking channel, Our Kitchen with Tim and Tracy, and that is a banana bread recipe. It's from our family. And
Nice.
then over at the cooking channel, Grow What You Eat, and then it's 6B, 7A, and that's my area. Or that's why I put both of them, because they've changed it this past year, but I fall between both of those. As far as you know how they have the national list of where you fall, and they've
Yeah,
changed that.
zones.
But I still feel like I fall into both areas.
Well, did they call it global warming is the reason they changed it?
They didn't say a national chart just went out, but
right.
I know that's
Mm.
crazy stuff,
I
but
know, right?
That's a
So
whole other show.
yeah, it's a
yeah,
completely different
yeah,
segment. But
yeah.
when you said that, I
Another
thought, well,
time.
why would they change it? Yeah,
Yeah.
another time, another show. All
Yeah.
right, bro. Well, listen, this is where I'll hand it over to you.
Where he hands
Okay.
it back to me.
Yeah.
And
And I hope you
I'm
guys had fun seeing the bike and
oh,
that. I
I
thought that
all
you would.
love that.
that was
We
always
did.
fun. Like I
Good.
said, you got my attention as soon as I seen handlebars. It was like, yeah. And I will say good morning to Ed Kirkpatrick. Glad to have him in. And,
Good morning, Ed Kirkpatrick.
glad to have him in. Tracy, this is you can hang out, but this is where I start wrapping up the show. But you can feel free to hang out with us to the end or whatever. But anyway, we're going to start buttoning this thing up. We did definitely go
Yep.
over on time this morning, but it was
Yeah.
well worth it.
Yeah.
We enjoyed every minute of it. And anyway, so we're going to move right on into the Redneck Weather Report. So we'll just hang out for that second
Bye,
right quick.
everybody.
Let's see. Are we up? We are up. Okay. All right.
Well, good morning, Rednecks. It is 76 degrees this morning, July the 26th, 2025. We got a warm 7-mile-an-hour southern breeze. Feels like it's 77 degrees. Dew point is 67, and we're going to get to 97. God bless y'all. We'll see you again tomorrow. Well, good.
All right. Awesome deal. And Jack and me had the same cup. That was totally awesome. Definitely want to say, I know she's already jumped off, but definitely want to say I appreciate Tracy and Tim coming
Yeah.
on this morning. That was totally awesome, and that was a great time. But anyway, let's head right on into
Today's Brain Buster.
that's right, the Brain Buster. What if one day Google was deleted and we couldn't Google what happened to Google?
Okay, that one was pretty good, bro. I mean, you've sent in some real humdingers in the past. That one was pretty good.
Yeah, what if one day Google was deleted and we couldn't Google what happened to Google? What would we do? We would be lost.
I don't know.
Uh,
Chat GPT, obviously. Come on,
right,
man.
ChatGPT, or hey, go over to our friends at DuckDuckGo. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but after I read that, I was like, that cracked me up. I'm like, I gotta get that one. That's great. Anyway, and of course, the quote of the day, as always, tied into what we were talking about, and I found this one, and I thought this was great. The revelation to store food may be as essential to our temporal salvation today as boarding the ark was to the people in the days of Noah. And that was said by Ezra Taft Benson. So I'm going to
one more time.
Yep. The revelation to store food may be as essential to our temporary or temporal salvation today as boarding the ark was to the people in the days of Noah. So kind
That's
of puts
pretty
a
important. I just wonder where that guy, what period of time he came
I don't
from.
know. I didn't research him. I know I've never heard the name, but
Right.
so
I like
and
this quote.
with the name Ezra, it might have been back there a minute, but
Right.
but I did like the quote. The quote nailed it, especially with what we were talking about in this series right now about food prep and that type of or storing and pantry and preservation and all that, preserving the bounty. So I think that's super important and super relevant. Anyway, so there was the quote of the day. Meaningful and relative. Anyway, let's buzz through the upcoming events real quick. Of course, Ozarks Homesteading Expo, September 5th and 6th, Marshfield, Missouri. Looking forward to that one. We got our final confirmation this last week on our booth and all that. So we will be there. We will be bringing the Farm2Table Show to the Ozarks Homesteading Expo as planned. And so super looking forward to that. The lineup is awesome. You can go on to Ozark Homesteading Expo, go Google that, or look that up on the old Google machine while we still have Google, and you can find that. The schedule's out, who's speaking, and the schedule and all that is all out, and tickets are still on sale. So anyway, There it is. And good morning, Chris Thompson. Good to see you in over there. Because speaking of Chris Thompson, the next event is the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, September 26th and 27th at Southeast Expo Center, McAllister, Oklahoma. That event, well, of course, will be there. And that event is, man, it's shaping up to be a great one. Looking forward to that and being able to speak there and present. So that's going to be a good time there as well. And I know things are happening down there. And, I know there's still some vendor spaces open, and I know that Source always sponsors Space Welcome, and Chris and the committee and the gang are doing a great job getting that together. Chris and Dodge putting in a lot of hard work down there on that. October 10th and 11th, Front Royal, Virginia, Homesteaders of America Conference. That's the granddaddy of them all, and a lineup second to none. But unfortunately, the tickets are sold out, as was predicted. But keep your eyes peeled. You never know where a free ticket might pop up somewhere. But anyway, just found out about this one in October. It's Louisiana Homesteader Conference. It's in Bossier City, Louisiana, put on by the LSU Ag Extension. It's October 17th and 18th. So if you get out there and, like I said, search out Louisiana Homesteader Conference. Like I said, it's in Bossier City, Louisiana, October 17th through the 18th. So something down there from our Cajun friends. So anyway, now the dates for 2026 are already popping out. Okie Homestead Expo, March 20th and 21st, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. Starting August 1st, there will be a few period days of early bird special where you can get the tickets on sale. They've been putting that out on Facebook, announcing that coming up. They're about to do an early bird sale. So keep your eyes peeled for that. 10 Killer YouTube Meetup, Lake 10 Killer, April 17th through the 19th. It's the dates they've got that, so you can mark that on your calendars. And the Mid-America YouTube Meetup will be at Lake Texoma this year, and that is May 15th through the 17th. So 2026 dates that I have so far. Ready for the rendezvous as well. Absolutely. So that's all gathering up. It's coming into that fall time. Well, we're still in the heat, but it's coming into that fall time. So getting ready for and yes, Cody, I always have homework to do. But anyway, bro, I appreciate it, man. I know we had a little technical difficulties, but the show was great and the questions were awesome. So anyway, and that was a good time. Like I said, again, hanging out with Tracy and Tim and enjoying that. So I hope you all enjoyed getting to see them. I know that y'all know them in chat, those that are in chat all the time, but getting a chance to hang out and highlight. So anyway, that is
real quick. I
Yes,
just wanted to mention real quick that our poll is up to almost 67% of people almost never watch the news. Okay,
Well,
move on.
hey, we're going to make a happier world.
Maybe.
Anyway, folks, that is a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Show, Saturday morning edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. No, it's not a dating site. Anyway, it is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. Remember, we are #Stronger Together, #Tablers Unite, #Think outside the big box store, shop local, #grow what you eat. That we'll go with that one today. And good morning, Amy Leonard. You can watch us on replay. You can be part of the replay crew. Good to see you in, though. Thanks for joining us in this morning there, Amy Leonard from Leonard Mountain Homestead with Chris and Amy over there. Go check them out. Another good channel. Anyway, be a blessing to someone this week. Sometimes just a smile. Scotty will be praying for you this week, brother. I know you got to finish up the move, so hope that goes well for you. Wish we could help, but yes, you're half a country away, so sorry, but good luck for it. I hope it goes well for you, and we'll be praying for you. Don't get yourself hurt out there. Everybody, be safe this week. Look forward to seeing you back next Saturday, and y'all can join us in for the next guest. And anyway, so as we say at the end of every broadcast of the Farm to Table Show, prepare for the unexpected and
Keep it local.
All right, everybody. We'll see you. It's time for Hank to take us on out of here.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.